How's it sound now? Actually, on my screen, it says it might be a little bit too loud. Oh, twist my knee a little bit. Go turn it down a hair. Check, check. Check. That should be better. Hello, everybody. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Resort Dog. How y'all doing? I have a few stones to finish the backs of. And polishing fire agate will absolutely make you crazy for sure. Wrong side. Damn it. I forgot I'm dopping the tops of these and not the bottoms of them. I pretty much just screwed that whole dop up right there. And it's funny because I like to have these super glued on nails when I am carving them. Oops. And then when I am polishing the bottoms for the next time, I don't like to use super glue because I don't want to have to go through the cleaning of the acetone and stuff again. I like to use dop wax because I can dop the polished tops and then finish the bottoms, and then if they're not already done, I like them bottoms done if possible before this stage. But I can finish the bottoms, and then after I finish the bottoms, the tops are already all polished, and I put them in the freezer for a couple of minutes and pop them right off, and typically all of the wax and everything comes right off that polished face really well. Getting this one just right is actually important to me. I want this thing to be facing just right because it's not right now. I should have showed this stone to you before I dopped it actually, because I swear I can't decide whether it is Cartman or a snowman waving. I'm pretty sure it is a Cyclops Cartman. I just want to lose the edge of some of that. Ooh, that's sticking to my finger. Sucks when that happens. Boy, that burns a little bit. It's all good till it sticks to your finger. Oh, I have one over there that is either a quail body or a peacock body. It even had a little black eye on it at one point, but I had to get rid of it because it was like a little black speck right where an eye would be, but you know, got to get that color. And unfortunately, I don't have anything to cut these dowels with. These are some that I made a long time ago, and they're way too long for working on lapidary equipment typically. I like it to be way shorter. grab another stone. And this is the one I want to be sort of. You know what? I don't think I want to use that one. I think I want to use a little one on this one. This one was all concaved, so when I went to dop it, I want to sort of make sure I'm inside of it so it's not wrapped around the edges. I don't want it to get stuck in any of the little creases that are there. I want it to come off real easily. I'll start walking around and I'll think like I have a wired mic on, which I don't, which I need to get one, which if I sell all these and, you know, pay some debts, then I should be able to get a wired mic or a wireless mic, one of those Rode ones that I see a bunch of other YouTubers using right now. They're like $400 right now. For this sort of thing, I need one of those. I need one other thing too, which I can't remember at the top of my head for some reason. They're on the same price too, if I remember correctly, and I can't remember what the hell it is. It's something. Oh, besides a license and to get my bus on the road and just be making digging videos all over the country. I've come up with some really good original digging video ideas and stuff, or adventure videos, I should say, treasure hunting videos. So that's really what this is, right? This is for people that like treasure, whether it's, you know, treasure that somebody's already put together as a treasure, or whether it's treasure that nobody's actually faceted or turned into a gemstone yet. Oh, that didn't go the way I wanted to. It slid all over the place. Got to remember exactly how the color is sitting so I can try and manipulate the stone to where the peaks of the bubbles of the color will sit really nicely on the finished gemstone. Because a lot of times these fire agate I'm carving, the bubbles sort of lump to one side or the other, and a lot of times there's nothing you can do about it. But if you can make the stone sit and orient in its orientation be something like, you know, a nice facing opal, then you should always do that. You should always try to make your stuff easy to put into jewelry if at all possible. Let me see. I know I have at least one more back over here that I have to polish. Don't have to, but it's going to be a better stone if it has a finished back. That one's smaller. Might be able to use a smaller piece for this. Oh, that's not good. You guys couldn't hear all the clicking going on when that was happening. That was with this little firestone right here. This thing just looked like a brown turd, little brown turd before it started getting carved on. Didn't even look like it had any color in it. And then the really, really fire engine red started poking out, and it's been pretty cool ever since then. Good thing about the little ones, you break them. The bigger ones don't quite want to do that so easily. You know what, one thing I do need around here I don't have, like a remote control or self-following camera system, so I can just walk around the house and talk on the mic. I'll be right back. I need to check my water. I don't think I checked my water in my lapidary machine. I had this idea and I wasn't really fully set up yet. Yeah, I have no water in my lapidary machine. Give me 1 second while I go into the bathroom and get some water started. Some really cool stones. I'll take some pictures of them here in a second, put those on video. Or put them on video here in a second. One of them, I was polishing the back before it was totally done, and I polished right across a level that had another bubble of fire agate in it, and the back of it fell out with the perfect indentation of a little fire agate. And it just really sucks the little fire agate that fell out of the inside wasn't all fiery. It's totally brown, because it's really cool what happened. I was like, what the hell did I do with the mic? Let's see. Hi, Moose Meat. Well, I would definitely send that back or contact them. It might even be something you can easily fix. You never know. Oh, actually, I can with that, I think. That should be fine. See if these stones are warm yet. The little one's definitely warming up. It's freaking flaming hot, but I burnt the tips of my fingers already. So. Whew. Thing is so hot it was just sliding all over the place. I was having a problem keeping it on the little ass stop stick. The top of the stone looks fantastic too. So the worst part is I adopted all these stones without showing you guys at all what any of them look like, and they all look fantastic. Now this one's hot, and I don't want to show you either. So I'll show you some other stones that I didn't need to do this to, and then I'll show you these as they come out. If you heard all of that, my mic was close enough, my mouth was close enough to the mic. Shoot, I went too far over the edge over here. Got it. I got it all in the bubbles on this back side of this stone. That was a mistake. Probably end up going to be hard to get out of those frickin' bubbles. I hope not, but I carved them really tight. This is the last one anyways that I need to worry about that with. Oh. Moose meat, I blame you, Caleko, for the recommendation. Well, then return it, buddy. If you got it from where the place I told you to buy it from, return it. Should be easy. But hey, here's another thing. All of these things can be found on Amazon now, super cheap. So, and super easy. It's not like when I made that video a while ago. Nowadays, if you go and put Fordham into Amazon, every knockoff Fordham on the planet's on Amazon for the same price as anywhere else with free shipping. So, you know, there you go. Hey, Cherie. Yeah, I sent you a message and I put it in the mail today. I did find it today. It was a priority. It took me forever, but I finally found it. I'm not sure if this mic stand's going to work like this. All right. Well, my fat head is in the way. Focus for me, camera. You can do it. I'm scared to scratch it with anything that's metal. You know what I mean? Like, just to scratch a finish and have to redo all this work. Such a pain in the butt it would be. So this is the one that looks like a dove. And the camera's not wanting to focus very well. This stone is a little bit angular, but it has a flash of color from all angles. And this is one of those ones where I should have just stuck with what was on top, but I tried going for a color that I saw below, and then that color bar ended up being super thin, and then catching this color bar just right ended up being a pain. This is definitely one that, with the angle of the camera being what it is, it's just not doing it its justice. But it does look like sort of a quail or the body of a peacock, maybe. This one was one similar like that, where I went going for a color bar, and it wasn't that green color bar. That was what I had to go for on the back, because the back sort of got all screwy. I was going for this. Dang it, man. It doesn't want to hold on. I'm just going to scratch it. So this stone right here, I was going for this purple and blue color bar that looked really bright. And then when I'm going for it on the back side, it just sort of goes brown and disappears. And now I can't get it focused properly. So I captured the blue and the purple, but they sort of wrap around each other, and they're on the copper. Yeah, this is not working. I ordered some stone grippers, but I don't have them right here right now. So I call this one the jelly bean. And that green underneath, that's what I could carve too. I could just go ahead and lose the copper with the blue and the purple wrapping around each other. You can really see the purple and like the sort of river run it has right there. I mean, it flashes at all times from one angle or another, but get off my finger there. But if I were to take the stone down, it would be, you know, just neon green probably, more than likely. Yeah, it's amazing the amount of time I put into these damn things. This one was a window from Slaughter Mountain I've been sitting on a while, that it was sort of an odd window. And so I did my best to save as much of the color as I could. It had a really dark blue and purple on top of it, on top of the green, but they were so dark that you couldn't really see them. It was just a black stone. So I opted to remove them and get the green, and there was the way that the side was. So I tried to window the side as much as possible to where you could see the layers inside of it. So it literally has like a window on the side where you can see a couple little layers going on, and then on the rest of the stone, it's, you know, flashy green pretty much. Pull out the other Slaughter Mountain stone. This was the one that I decided to recarve, which I'm really happy I did, because after recarving it, the blue and the purple are really showing up much better than they were before. I really got the layer of them that's in the stone really nicely right now with the polish. All of these stones have only been taken down with a dye shine finish. Why do I feel... I might have to go over this edge a little bit. This edge feels a little bit sharp. I might have to cap that edge down a little bit. But this is the one that I have listed in my Etsy store for $700, and yeah, I really feel it's definitely easily worth that $700 now. It probably weighs in at like 7 carats. I call it the boot, which I could just trim that purple off and have a littler stone, but I don't want to do that. I really like the way it turns. It is easily the best purple stone I've ever had so far. That I've carved, at least. I've sold better stones, I'm convinced, because, you know, all those fire agate auctions I used to do of Slaughter Mountain stuff from back in the day. Definitely not. I am selling these now, and I'm trying to move the lot of them to 3 different jewelers that are interested in fire agate. So I'm trying to sell, funny enough, I'm trying to sell 15 pieces for $5,000, and that would be $333.33 into infinity for each piece, which I think is funny. But that's to take like all the pieces, you know, at once. So this is the same piece as the other one. I had this really dramatic, great color on this side, and the other color I sort of screwed up the carving originally, and I lost all of these amazing colors, thinking that I could just carve down to a specific color bar, and I was wrong. I should have just taken the way it was painted, because it's painted so beautifully, obviously. And so on the other side, with it just being dark, instead of keeping it like this in dark, I decided to open it up and make it to where you could sort of see the layers on what's going on the inside. I need to wash this one a little bit better. That's some of the polishing powder in there, because I haven't actually scrubbed these down with a brush and soap yet. I've just wiped them off after the last polish. And you can see sort of the saginite bloom. You can see it better if you're not on camera and the camera's not so far away trying to focus on everything. But you can see sort of the saginite bloom and the other layers that are below it. And then on the other side, you know, it's got ridiculous imperial coloring for what fireagates.us says coloring and how you call it. Definitely not Christmas stock. This is pay rent, pay bills stock. We need to sell some fire agate. Now, this is another one that has purple and blue in it, and the purple and blue is really hard to capture, and it was really thin, but I did my best to really capture it and get a full nice stone out of it, too. I carved part of this on a live stream. Since then, I put a little bit more work into it. I actually polished the crap out of this a couple of times, trying to really capture the indented purple, and it has its red eye. You know, it's got purple, blue, red, green, a little bit of yellow. This is the one where the back fell out of it that I was talking about earlier. And I polished the back of it, and then the back fell out. So I have this other piece in a plastic container over here somewhere. I don't remember where I put it. It's on my shelves behind me somewhere. It might have fallen down or been misplaced, but I was specifically saving it so I could sell it with the other piece that goes inside of it together. I really wish it would have had like gem color painted all over it when it fell out, but it doesn't. But it does fit perfectly back into the back of it. It could totally be glued back in if somebody wanted to. Oh, I moved everything. I screwed up. And I got my head in the way. So I was just looking around on the shelf seeing if I could try to find that piece that fits in there. And it's in there somewhere. I have it in a black plastic container. I'm just not seeing where I put it. No, I'm not a jeweler, so I don't set stones. All right, I found it. So there's a little piece that fits perfectly into the back. Camera doesn't want to focus. It wants to focus on the stuff that's behind that. But you can see it's like just the perfect little indentation. Where is that stone? Oop. Horrible placement. I need to replace those. But that part's pretty cool. Yeah, set in stones is for jewelers and people that make jewelry. And fire agate specifically, the jewelry tends to need to be made specifically for the fire agate. And if it's not, then, you know, it doesn't quite work as well. So trying to get these sit in this black plastic thing just a little bit better. Oh, that didn't help at all. That's worse. Dang it. No reason not to. For me, the only reason not to do something is I can't afford it. So if you can afford to get started on that, I would say go for it. And interest. Like, I would be interested in making jewelry, but it's not my main interest. Minerals are definitely my main interest. I'm not sure if that thing's going to stick next to the stone because of... I like the way it looks, but let me move that now. So let's see. Here's the worst stone out of the bunch that it's going to be in the lot. It was a really thin one that I didn't think was going to have any color in it. And then it was bronze, this light green. And then I thought the green was going to travel over, and I tried carving to it and found out it was going away. So I just saved as much of the gold and the bronze and the green as I could. And this actually needs to be cabbed again because I snapped off the really thin piece. The rest of it's really strong, though. And let's see, I think that's it for... Oh, that's the Peacock Stone I was talking about earlier that I couldn't quite get the camera to focus on. Yeah, now you're seeing it right, though. That's the way that stone looks to the naked eye. A little bit flashy, but when it flashes, it definitely flashes. It has color going all down the sides of it. Except for that side. That side's sort of indented. But it totally looks like a body of a pheasant, or like I said, maybe a peacock body. And those are the ones that are not dopped yet. God dang it. Well, I gotta get the other camera back on. See if that works. You guys aren't. There we go. It's back on. It's just lagging really hard, apparently. But it's on. But gosh, it seems to be lagging really hard. Water's going. I should be ready to go. All right, I think we're about there. And actually, this one probably use a little bit of slimming right there. Besides that, probably just go to a polish. Ouch. That was dumb. Trying to go in between the microphone and the light. I'm all hemmed in by equipment and definitely don't want to use this on the back at all. This area is so thin, and this stone has great color in it. One of those stones I thought was going to end up being like purple all over it, but I carved it and sort of screwed the purple up 3 years ago, and then brought it back and carved it this time and thought it was going to be red over the whole stone, and then the color started disappearing. So I decided to take what good colors I could, and now it's a very rainbow stone. It even had a really good purple spot and blue spot on it at one point, but by the time I got to polish, that purple and blue spot were gone, non-existent. I'm really going to have to buy a bigger wheel, too. This skinny 6-inch, it sucks compared to working on the 1.5-inch wheels or 2-inch wheels. 1-inch wheels are garbage. helpful for windowing fire agate because it's easier not to screw something up, but I don't like the window through color at all, so. Oh yeah, that's as far as I need to go. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to the more aggressive one on this one. I think I want to lose some of this thickness. Ouch. Stupid shit and stupid prizes. Trying to decide like what's just right for this stone. These are the boring but important parts, right? The parts that'll make the difference between, you know, a stone of a little bit more quality and a little bit less quality. You don't want to get up here, kitty. It's all wet. See? My hands are all wet. Yeah, I probably should have done this without a live stream. This is just so boring for you guys to watch, I would imagine. Especially it's not like up close tight or anything. I mean, all I'm doing is flattening out and polishing up backs, making sure there's no like real sharp spots. Although I may have made one right here I'm going to have to get rid of. That's the problem with flattening out a bottom sometimes, though. I might go and make something sharp. Yeah, I knew I did that on that edge. Yeah, I barely care about where carat weight when it comes to a stone either, because I really believe that people that are carving fire agate are feeling the need to add thickness where it's not really very much helpful to somebody that wants to put it inside a jewelry. That person would have to remove that thickness really to make it, sit really nice inside of some gold, so that they can get more money for it, basing it off of carat weight. And I really just think that the value in the stone should be how that stone looks and the size of it, maybe, compared to, what you would want for a piece of jewelry you're looking to have being made. Because some of the valuations on the amount of time and the beautifulness of the stone, the coloration of the stone and the saturation of the stone is just out of whack with what some people want to pay. Some people want to pay less for this than they pay for other stones that are, not near as nice or time consuming to create. So on that note, if you're going to buy fire agate, you're buying art. Buy it from an artist. Buy a piece you truly appreciate. Wax all over on this side, man. That totally screwed the whole thing up. I'm cutting this stone down in a way I don't want to, just trying to get rid of wax. That's not good. This stone, because of the way it's sort of concaved on the back, I can't really polish it. But this had gotten some brushing on it, which sort of looked all off. And then this side is not straight. So I want to straighten out this side, and then I want to just smooth that sort of horseshoe looking area right there. And this is that really, really bright green stone with sort of the orange, green, and red tail over here. So I don't want to change any of it, or as little as possible, that's for sure. But I do want to make the whole thing polished, and so it's, easier to set if somebody wants to do that. Dang it, something keeps happening with this edge, man. It will not. Funky looking thing. There. Yeah, those little ones, man. Don't want to take too much off or it's all over with. Now, this one being rounded is going to be a little bit expected, and it has a really great sort of shaping and coloration on the backside going on anyways. It's really cool and different. I don't want it to be too thick, though. I mean, it is a bowl inside of it, so it does sort of need to be rounded to make sure that the center's not too thin. But before it was a little bit too thick, I felt. And there's, like I said, there's a lot of people that are leaving too much meat on their fire agate. Like, it's just too much. We want them to be beautiful gemstones, not rock. You know, I mean, it is a rock, but if at all possible, do they leave flaws inside of a sapphire when they cut it, you know? Like, I don't need to spin it all the time. It's not an opal. It's much more forgiving. I mean, until you touch a color bar, at least. Why would you want to treat fire agate? It's not opal, that's for sure. It's better than opal. It's harder. Yeah, I think I'm about done messing with this one right here. It's not a silica. Well, not the same kind of silica as a opal is. No, you can't treat fire agate. No, I don't understand why anybody would want to treat fire agate. There's no cheating with fire agate. Like, there's no easy way. The easy way is just to stick your fire agate on a cabbing machine and ruin it, and then sell it with whatever color you can get out of it the way 90% of the world does. Ah, damn it. Too cold. I had a feeling my fingers were starting to get all chilly. Hey, Chris, how you doing, buddy? Turn my DOP station back on. See if I can get back to that in a second, because the back's not quite done enough for me. Nope, that's already finished. What am I doing? Now, this stone right here is a ridiculous stone. This is just nothing but red and green. And for some reason, my instinct is always to initially round the backs as like cabs, like make the back a cab along with the front. And I mean, that's just not how you should do fire agate. You know, you want to present the best of the color and remove the stuff you don't want. So generally, the bottom of my fire agate should be flat. I really do live in the wrong area of the country for this, because if I was in Oregon and I got done carving all this stuff, I could pretty much walk out my door and start selling it on the street, and I would run into a hippie bro that had like a pound of weed in his backpack and $5,000 and some mushrooms in his pockets that would have given me plenty for my fire agate. I live in the hood in Pensacola. They don't give a fuck about none of this out here. Like, I mean, that pretty much sits the way I want it to. I still got one little lip a little bit higher than the rest, but there's still one little edge that's sitting up way higher than I want it to. I just can't even this stone out, but that one lip does sort of sit up. If I go for evening it out, I might lose some of my color on my other side. That scared me. Hello, Modern Prospector. You know what? I'm about ready to call the bottom of this one. Because I don't think... Oh, see? Fuck. God damn it. And that's why I should have fucking called it. Fuck! So pissed off. So fucking mad that just happened. And that shit happens because of the same fucking reason that piece fell out of the bottom of that other one. Sometimes, even though it's deep inside the fire agate, you will have a layer that's sitting on top of other layers that maybe has some dust or, you know, didn't really adhere to the layer. As long as it's connected to enough pieces, you'd probably never have that happen. But since I went and ground through the bottom that was still connecting that piece with a little bit of pressure, and it wasn't truly connected, snapped it right off. Fuck, it pisses me off. So that's not upsetting at all. It's fine. No, I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad. Not fucking mad! Fucking stone is nothing but red and green, man. Ah, son of a bitch. Fuck. So upset. And it's so on the edge, too. It doesn't even want to let me just fix it right now. It's forcing me to... I'm going to go put this in the freezer. I'll be right back. I'm going to freeze it. Then I'm going to break it. Then I'm going to burn it. Then I'm going to wax it. And I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to punish that stone for this shit it just decided to put me through. Now this one right here is another special one. This is the one that's either a Cyclops snowman or a Cyclops Cartman waving. Like totally has a hand on the side and a hand up in the air waving. It totally is. I just got to not screw it up. Honestly, I don't think that last one was my fault even. Well, it was a little bit because I wanted to reduce the back. And if I wouldn't have reduced the back, that wouldn't have happened. The problem with this one, though, is it wasn't quite sitting right, and it had this overhang. So I want to reduce the overhang that was there. Just reading comments. Looks like Moose Meat might just be a troll. Might just be trying to have fun with people. So it's sitting all wrong. It's sort of tilted this way. So to try and orientate it, I'm going to reduce this edge a little bit and then sort of take this down and hope that that the orientation is fixed, that it orientates better. Hopefully you don't have that same bullshit problem that just happened to me. That's only happened to me a couple of times, but it's only happened to me on a really great stone so far, and it's freaking upsetting as hell. It happened to me on another stone, one of my favorite ones, actually, the stone that is the Facebook Mining America group profile picture. When I went to recut it the other day, I had a piece come flying off top. I was just brushing along a line that I wanted to remove this line that was there, and then while I'm going over with a 600 really, really lightly, a whole section of color just slides off that had been there for 2 years and never had a problem, and then it just slides right off in this chunk, and I'm like, and now I've been dealing with that ever since, and it's just not the same stone. I was even thinking about cutting it into 2 separate stones. Shit. Round is way easier for me to do than flat for some reason. Didn't even know you could do what with a thing. Have a 1-minute auction? I didn't either till I tried it. I mean, or maybe you didn't even know fire agate was a thing. Still sort of got a rounded belly on it, backside. Did you see the 5-minute video I did of carving one of these awesome stones I have over here? That'll pretty much give you an idea of what little it can look like as to what it can go to. There we go. That's almost perfect what I'm sitting for. That little hand is showing on the side, and it's got it waving up, and I think it's sitting. Let me dry it off first so it doesn't. No, it's close. Saying if I'm really going for the orientation I was originally going for, it's not quite sitting where I want it to. It's close though. This is where a flat lap would be excellent. Just psh. I tried to do this on that, but it only works so well. Frickin' gnat all over my face and my microphone. Oh, gosh. So close on this stuff. I think I'm just going to have to stop right here and take what I got, or I'm going to ruin it. That's a problem that once you start getting good at this, that you start having to where you, like, really want it to be something and you're convinced you're going to make it that, and so trying to make it that, you just fuck the whole thing up. It happens. All right. I am going to check the freezer real quick. I'll be right back. So, here's the stone that edge just broke off of. That's the worst setup ever. I should, like... So, I lost, that much of it. Look how perfectly it just breaks right off of the bubbles. It's definitely something that happens with fire agates where all the layers will be there, but you'll have a flaw inside of some layers that'll make it weak that it would never present itself until the right circumstances happen. Like through the bottom, I go through the layer that's on top of that layer, and then there's pressure on the edge and there's no protection, and it literally leverages it and snaps it and breaks it up. And that's what happened with that one right there. Ooh, push a little bit too hard there. All right. And once again, I'll be right back, guys. I am going to go and rinse off these other stones real quick before I put them on the soft wheels. And actually, I'm gonna go and get a cup of water so I can just rinse them right here. And I'm gonna go on a potty break. So actually, I'm gonna put you guys on the screen real quick. All right. Oh, whoops! I should have done that. Overkill and a half. The weight's probably enough. They won't rattle off. Everything else is trying to rattle off. Actually, should have repositioned everything while I had you guys on hold. I forgot the mic was nowhere near me. Hoping I can get this little edge without having to use any hand tools. There. Oh, I should check my dot. All right. Forgot about these other two pieces. This shield sprays everything down at my stomach, number one. Number two, because I'm not carving and I just don't feel like wearing one right now. And I don't use an N95. I'm running with a P100 just because that's what I have. That's what I use. Alrighty, I'm back. And I probably should have finished this out on the other one. Oops. Looked up to read the screen at the wrong time. Don't think I'm quite where I need to be. I think I'm going to have to cut that again. I don't want to. I'd rather round the scratch or chip or whatever it is out of there. Lose as little color as possible and have the proper angle on the edge so that the color all plays properly. Oops. Sorry, I don't mean to get my head in the way. Let me move my microphone. If I move the mic, my cassava won't be so in the way. I guess I should have said something else because cassava is a type of melon. It's not Spanish for melon. I didn't realize the notch I had in there, and now I'm just slowly letting the soft burr work that notch out of there. Round this edge away. See what I was saying about this stone, though? Even from way up there, that stone is fire. I mean, I only lost a little edge of it, but it was a whole stone that was presenting as a nice whole stone, so that sort of sucks. Ooh, it's almost gone. Still just a little bit on the edge there. Yeah, that's gone. And the problem is I kept just running it flat and kept forgetting to round the edge on the top. Such a good finish on these damn stones. shit. There's an edge on the bottom right there that I didn't know about, and man, I just caught it on the pink. Boy, I tell you what, I saw that come off of there. That don't make me happy at all. Way on the edge too. Do that on that other side. It's like a little saw right there, man. I'll just go ahead and leave that. Yeah, that one I want to grind on a little bit more. Oh. That's a sound when there's no water on the wheel. That's what I get for looking up while I'm running on a wheel. Next thing I know, the stone's off of the wheel and bouncing on something else. The back of that stone is so cool looking. This is one of those stones that could totally be like wrapped where it's the back could be double-sided. Because I mean the back side of this stone is like awesome looking. It's very unique. Almost like a seascape.
I'm rinsing the stone. I have a container of water right here. Pretty deep. Any diamond particles will sink down to the bottom when I shake it off in the water. It should at least. Moving right along. Got just a couple more here, and I'll be done. I might have to re-dop this one. This dop stick is way too long for the way this side is on this piece. Yeah, that's gonna have to. I'll deal with that one tomorrow. I won't deal with that right now. Nope. My cats don't wear collars unless I put them outside for a little bit. My cats are indoor-outdoor cats. They only get to go outside every day or couple of days. and that's stopping because the flea infestation outside is so bad right now that as soon as I let them outside and they come in, like, we all end up with bites for the next 12 hours until the fleas on them die. So they're pissed at me. They're not getting as much outdoor time as they want, but they're trained really well. If I'm outside and I start calling them, it'll only take me a few minutes to get them back from wherever they are. Alright, last one I'm going to mess with on this stream. I'm having a bit of a backache anyways. Usually that's because I'm stretching in an odd way to accommodate microphones and lights and cameras shooting over my shoulder and stuff, so not a big deal. Also, it has to do with all of this stuff has me with an arm out in front of me or two at all times, so that can sort of get you in the back achy spots. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix the bottom of this with some hand tools, which that sucks. I got a jagged spot right there. You can sort of see it flashing even at that distance. I can't fix it on these wheels. That definitely sucks. I'm sick of touching these things with hand tools. I want this batch to be done. I want to start selling these. I want to get the money in from them. I need to start working on another batch. I need to get the money in because I have some ideas on how to optimize my methods and make some things faster. And I would really, really enjoy doing that if at all possible. It's going to take some money to do some of that. If you like any of the stones in the picture, you're free to send me a message. We can work out a deal of some kind. Here in the next couple of days, I plan on having hopefully all of these stones gone, preferably to 1 or 2 people that does jewelry. So if my viewers want any first right of refusal, now's the time to speak up. Everything in the pictures, everything in the 15-second video. Well, I think there's 1 or 2 in there that aren't for sale, but Yeah, obviously not. That's funny though, because of what I said earlier. I tend to like making sure all the cabbing on the back is done before I go to my final polishes. Because of how many times I screwed around with each one of these stones and end up recutting it 3, sometimes 4 times, depending on what happened with each stone. I had a bunch of stones that I didn't finish the backs of when I would typically like to. And I think this other camera's still out because it was just doing that. Yeah, it's still doing that. All right, I think you guys should be able to hear me again. So thanks for being here, everyone. Appreciate y'all hanging out and chatting like you guys do and having your the little community we have here. I'm gonna wrap it up. I was about done anyways. I'm gonna finish these stones out first thing in the morning and put them up for sale. Time for these to get gone. Pay them bills. Love y'all for watching. I'll see you soon.